The Standing in Fire podcast is being recorded live on a Dell Optiplex computer. That's right, Dell Optiplex. You can find your Dell Optiplex computer at the local abandoned business park near you. You're listening to Standing in Fire. Good evening, everybody. If I can put my cell phone down for just 2 seconds, I think we could do a Standing in Fire show. I don't know if you guys want to, but I'm Boom, and I'm joined by Tess and Militus. What do you think? Should I just put the phone down?
You has phone?
I just keep.
You have phone?
I keep going like this. I keep waiting for Diablo Mobile to come out, and it never seems to happen. And I'm just like waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm gonna need a new phone by the time that game comes out. I don't know, I don't know what that's all about.
No, absolutely.
There we go. Well, guys, I gotta say, we have the very best of podcasting entertainment for you. If you're in your car, you're gonna want to pull over because we're gonna make some jokes. We're going to tell some stories, and you might just need some extra time for what we were talking about pre-show. I don't know. Can you do that? Can
pull
you
over for a quick fap?
Do you do that in your car?
Not while driving it, but you certainly can pull it over and get a quickie.
My
you need to.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering. I'm wondering out there how many people have done something like that in their car. You know that's happening.
Pull over and rub one out. Just rub it out real quick.
You got it. It has to happen on the road, don't you think?
Sure it does.
You know that's just going like when
driving is boring.
Yeah.
What do you do when you're bored?
Yeah.
You fap.
People. Do you think that's a big truck driver thing?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I'm trying to figure out that's just. I guess we could have Tachi on and ask him about that. He used to be a truck driver. We could, we could do. We could ask him on, not tell him why we were asking him on, and then once he gets on, we can say, "Hey, Tachi, tell us about when you're driving a semi truck."
Are we done talking about this yet?
It's a normal behavior. Embrace your sexuality and quit making me feel bad for embracing mine.
No, I don't think that it's abnormal, but I don't think it is a topic of conversation in polite society, gentlemen.
Okay, Boom said last week that Pantheon Rise of the Fallen meant something greater than just a game.
Yeah, right. It means, Rise of the Fallen.
So,
oh my gosh,
so it's completely justified that I make this conversation, Tess. I'm sorry.
I need an adult. This
is pretty bad. That was a good long intro that just sort of I don't know. It was like we weren't ready to do the show. It's like we didn't have all the silly out before we got started. Wow. Didn't it kind of seem like that?
Did we ever really have all the silly out?
This show is never on the rails. That doesn't happen.
Yeah. There are other content creators that stay on the rails. Go watch them. We're not one of them. We're
not real followers. Hey, so real quick before we get into it, did you guys know that today, speaking of things that I can take the wrong way, today is Pig in the Blanket Day.
Ooh, I love Pig in the Blanket.
I do too.
Yeah, Pig in the Blanket Day. There you go. Lots of different ways to take that.
Oh my lord.
I also wanted to say, I really didn't have a lot to offer Pig in the Blanket Day. I'm just like, I guess go out there and eat a pig in the blanket. Circumcise that hot dog.
Your pig in the blanket. How do you you fold?
Do you scrape? Do you circumcise all the bread off of the pig before you eat it, or do you eat the pig with the? How do you do that?
I'm gonna need more of this. I'm gonna need more. I'm gonna need more.
Circumcise the bread.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
You pull it back and you know what I'm
amazing.
saying? Exposing the
Just nibble the tip off.
Yeah. How does that go down for you? We're for sure getting an adult rating on every single thing that we do. I'm sorry, we're just gonna do it.
Right.
I can't stop anymore. Like, this is just who I've become.
Day says,
You guys
rub the
turn.
flour out, then faps it all over the sausage.
Yeah, this has gone so many different directions. Anyway,
I'm just.
Yeah.
Bye.
all right.
No, come on.
Well, yeah,
I'm
don't.
Life is
don't
about
get
having
into-
fun.
All right, so
I'm just teasing you.
So instead of getting distracted by the pig in the blanket day, I
Mhm.
thought I would mention on this day in gaming. So this very day in gaming, I got some cool things for you. So this day in gaming in 1989, River City Ransom was released, which happened to be one of my favorite games. I really liked that game. I don't know if you remember that, Militus. That was our generation. Tess has no idea what
Yeah.
River City Ransom is.
I don't
she
know
probably
what that
wasn't even born
is.
then or something. Yeah.
What year?
1989.
1989.
No,
She
I was totally born.
You were totally barely born then. Then
I was-
in the
I
year
was 9.
2000, in the year 2000, we got Airport Tycoon, out of all things. And then my favorite.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, 2001, we got Star Wars Super Bombad Racing. That's the year that
Of course
graced
you
us.
remember the racing game.
Yeah. No, it's horrible. This is horrible. They kind of get worse. In 2000, now see, I started with the best first. In 2008, the best thing I could find that came out was Twin Hobo Rocket. It's called Twin
By the way,
Hobo
you have-
Rocket.
Okay.
And We
okay.
Fit. We Fit also came out that year, but
Mhm.
Twin Hobo
Well,
Rocket will forever be the game we remember.
Okay.
We Fit was the
Hold on,
coolest
hold
thing
on.
ever when that thing came out.
Let's see your chat. I want to hear from the two of you. Did you buy the Wii Fit? Tess,
I bought it for my parents,
No, I
but
owned
not for yourself.
not for myself. I never owned a Wii. No.
it. I owned it because it was hilarious doing all the different things. That was fun. For about one time.
I did buy it as well.
Yeah.
And here's a fun fact: I have the board, the balance board, the weighing
Yeah,
board,
I have that too. Mhm.
in my office, and I have it's. You can connect it, and I use it for like some research stuff. And my students will show up in my office and they'll say, "What is that?" They have no idea. Oh God,
No idea.
I'm old. If it is, I'm
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's crazy.
It was revolutionary.
It really was. It was actually crazy. It was crazy cool when it came out. I remember
Mhm.
I did the ski game on there, because you could kind of balance and you could go through the skiing. It was a lot of fun.
I liked they had a yoga thing with
Yep.
the
Yeah.
mat board. I
Yep.
love that, and I love the tennis.
Yep. Chat says they still play the bowling, so there you go. You got lots of things to do.
Absolute crap out of my dad.
I got very fun. Yeah.
Wait, they had a Leisure Suit Larry game for the Wii?
Bowler, and you did like a fapping action with it. Try to
Wow.
balance.
I
while
didn't.
You, yeah,
I didn't know
it was
about
pretty,
that.
Pretty amazing.
Wow.
That
That's
didn't
what I
make
was-
Boom's list, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't at this time. In 2013, we got Robot Unicorn Attack. That was the best thing going in 2013 and this day. Robot Unicorn Attack.
What?
Then in
That
2014,
does not ring a bell.
we got Dark Souls 2. I never played.
Oh,
That was a
Yeah.
good game.
yeah, it was a great game.
2016, we got
This is
Vampire the
wrong.
Masquerade
You are
Bloodlines.
completely wrong.
It said
No,
2016.
that's wrong. Well,
gonna have to
it's
go
a
fix
lie
it.
because it came out in November of 2004. So, not even close.
Well, then all of this is probably wrong. All right, so just treat it as that. We can go back to talking about pigs in the blanket if you'd like to, and about
Well,
how
no,
I peel
no,
the
but
bread off
maybe there
and
was-
expose the wiener.
There might have been.
And I lost Tess. Discord's being really
like
stinky.
replayed
baby.
on released on Steam for a time. What?
No,
Me?
she's talking about wanting to play Leisure Suit Larry.
What?
Keep going.
No. What? What? I'm so confused.
All right. In 2017, we got the Persona 5 swimsuit set. I know everybody's
What?
excited about. Yeah. And we got Ski Jumping Pro last year. So last year you got to do Ski Jumping Pro. So there you go. There's this day in history. So there you have it.
Yeah, nice. Hey, I'm going to tie your list into something. A point I'm going to make later. So thank you for bringing this list up.
All right, fantastic. All right, Tess, tell everybody how they can get a hold of us.
Oh, am I okay now? Can you see me? Yeah.
Yes, I can see you. Do you want me to blow the horn to interrupt you, or would you rather just go through this?
That'd be great if you didn't do that. I would really
What?
appreciate it if you did not do those things.
Okay.
Thank you. That'd be
nothing
very
at
kind.
all. Like
no. I think I got this. I think I got it. No, I don't.
No.
I don't need any help.
Sorry,
I don't need any help. I think I got this. Are you?
All right, you're on it. You're on it.
Are we good? Okay.
We're good.
Oh, okay. Me. Okay. In order to visit us, you can check out our website at stopstandingandfire.com. You can email us at stopstandingandfire@gmail.com. You can tweet us as a show at SIF Podcast, Boom at Boom Tap Live, Militus at Old Militus, or me, Tess, at Debuff This.
All right.
You can check us out on Twitch. We're live Wednesdays at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific at twitch.tv/Standing in Fire Podcast. Or you can call or text us at
702-625-1337. That spells leads. Hell yeah.
All right. Well, we're just rolling.
Thank you, Boomy. Thank you, Boomy, for not blowing the air horn at me.
That's why I asked.
You're my favorite.
I didn't want to not do it if that's what you were hoping for.
Hey,
You know
I didn't have my soundboard. I made a couple goat sounds for you. I tried.
But thank you.
You're like, thank you. I think.
You know how it all
It's the
goes.
thought that counts, Militus. Thanks.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We've got some stuff to talk about. Let's move into our phone calls, texts, and tweets. We had was this a text this week?
Yeah, it's a text follow-up from last week from Trahan.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. Let's roll it out.
And Trahan had some clarifications for Tess, actually.
Yeah, because I asked, because last week he was saying, yeah, well, there's some great crafting, and I was like, well, what game?
Yeah, so he talks about Final Fantasy being like one of the more modern MMOs that has a crafting system similar to like that of EQ2, but more advanced.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you don't just get some crafting actions you have to counter stuff with. There's actual crafting rotations like combat for adventure classes, which sounds really cool to me.
Okay, have you never played it? Okay.
I can't do anime.
I understand. But here, I will say this. Final Fantasy 14, their crafting situation is super fun because it gets you out, and they have like different, and the way you level up your crafting, and I probably am wrong. There is regular crafting where you just go and make stuff and level it up, but there's also like a lot of crafting quests that you have to go on, if I remember correctly. I haven't played it in ages, but and yeah, they have crafting that's not just your basic, and you can technically, just like in EQ2, you can do them all. But in EQ2, you have to like specialize eventually. And in Final Fantasy, I think it's similar that it's not that you have to, and I might be talking out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure that you have to eventually, it just slows down because you don't have enough things to like really do everything. You have to it forces you to kind of specialize. But if you had enough time and energy, I think in Final Fantasy 14, you could do it all. Chat, is this right?
Yeah, well, Trahan was saying that they thought that the crafting gear increases the crafting stats and quest lines, and they thought you would really be stoked for that test.
Yeah, I remember that. Cool. Oh, yeah, the crafting gear. I remember that, yeah.
As somebody who has played, I've got 2 max tunes in Final Fantasy 14. I can honestly say it is really a fun game. It has a lot. Well,
what about the crafting? Am I right? Am I wrong?
I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. I got maybe halfway leveled in crafting. I wasn't doing a lot with it because I was just trying to get to some of the more fun multiplayer content. I was just trying to work my way into like dungeons and raids, and that's what I did. And so I didn't really do much crafting. But that's kind of typical for me. So if crafting went away, I wouldn't cry.
Oh, well, I love
maybe
craft,
I would.
so.
I know. I like the idea of it, and I like, like we talked about a couple weeks ago about having it have some sort of useful cycle so that it was part of the game. Like I had to craft, but crafting just to get gear is kind of silly because I just want the better gear. Like they don't make crafting gear the best gear. And so then it just becomes kind of silly. Guild Wars 2 is definitely the closest thing to a great crafting system for me.
And I agree. Trahan, he kind of argues this point. He's like, it's kind of like weaving crafting gear, crafting casual and hardcore play into creating a best in slot suite for your characters.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is promising coming from like what he said, more modern MMO. The other thing is they took exception with our discussion, not exception. They wanted to kind of agree with our discussions about EQ2 travel. They say, it sucked, but like for 2 weeks, maybe as wizards and druids got high enough to get their port spells, it wasn't hard, and it still isn't on the TLP servers where you have to have a lot of instant travel. And I can attest to that completely. I'm up to like 37-ish on my druid on EQ2. And obviously I didn't know I got my portal spell at 20, but I did. And that makes the game so much easier. I can just kind of bounce around or bounce my group members all over the world. So it makes it a lot easier. Yeah. And they make the argument that it wouldn't be annoying that if Pantheon wants to model that closely to make it feel like the world's large without having fast travel locations, kind of like Guild Wars 2.
No, I understand that.
Here's the thing. I love Guild Wars 2, but like you got to admit that world was massive, but it felt kind of small because of all those quick teleport options.
But only when you were at the top level because you had to go and discover all of them on foot.
True. Yeah, true.
So once you discovered it on foot, then you could fast travel there. And
you and I had nights.
I still like EQ2 better. I like EQ2 better.
I will trust you. I haven't cut enough of my teeth on EQ2 yet because I've been in work just hell. So I haven't had time for like almost any MMOs. So yeah, no, I feel you. If you guys are saying that it's not going to drive me nuts, then I will trust you. I'm in trusting test mode.
Yeah.
You just have, like I said last week, you just have to have the right mindset to approach the game. That's it.
Yeah. We did spend a lot of time though in Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, we did.
Just finding points and doing things like that. I mean, we spent a lot of time
finding the Goonie ship.
We spent time,
POIs alone.
Yeah, we spent time as a group exploring the world, which I think was different than other games I played because World of Warcraft, I don't really explore the world as a group. I quest maybe as a group, but I don't really explore the world as a group. I explored Guild Wars 2 as a group sometimes, but I also did it solo sometimes. So
but here's the deal: if
HOTS
like
you only
that,
get as a group, yeah.
Well, I'm super excited for Pantheon for that reason because it's really feeling like there's going to be a lot to discover, which was what was so fun about Guild Wars 2. Like, I really think one of my top just non rating and non-dungeon moments is just out doing the test thing. I'm bored. Oh, what's this cave do? Oh, look, there's a trap kind of jump puzzle here. Oh, okay, well, I'll jump through it. And then what the hell is that? Is that a freaking Goonie ship? It's the Goonie ship. The Goonie ship. I just found the Goonie ship. And it was just like, stuff like that. And I can't wait for that again. It is going to be so much fun. And I know that that's going to happen in Pantheon.
That was an epic moment in, not just in Guild Wars 2. That was one of my most epic moments in all of MMO gameplay. That moment, finding the Goonie ship.
Finding the Goonie ship.
It was awesome.
Yeah. When because it's not easy to get there. It's not like they just hit it and you have to. It's just like there's a jumping puzzle, and like I died like 14 times trying to get through the jump puzzle because they're all the floor falls away, And yeah, I mean, it wasn't easy, but it was a fun little carrot and that I had no idea was there. No clue. I didn't see it in a playthrough or, there wasn't any achievement really. Well, there was, but they're not listed.
Yeah,
no,
it wasn't.
I'm
It
excited.
wasn't like part of the story or part of anything. It was just kind of a Easter
kind of a
egg-ish
side
thing.
item. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an
definitely
Easter egg, and it was so
Yeah.
cool. It was so much fun, and that's what I'm so looking forward to. I'm so looking forward to being like, what is this over here? Holy crap!
Can you imagine a Pantheon is going to be incredible?
It's
with
going
all
to be
this? Yeah.
amazing. I
It's gonna be
cannot
great.
wait. I just hope that those types of things I can still like get around, because the whole reason why I even went exploring was because it was between, guild nights.
Yeah.
And so I was bored. I was like, what am I going to do? I'll run out and just mess around and find some stuff. Yeah.
But is that
Well,
going to be a problem if you can't do it solo?
Do we really want to go here again?
No,
Yeah.
let's not.
I'm just saying.
So Treyhan or Trey,
Yes.
they want us to call them Trey.
Sorry, Trey.
They said we
Yes,
were
Trey.
close. They said we were close in the pronunciation. They wanted us to say, they wanted to relate to the both of you and to me. Thanks for the shout out. I love to BS with you guys further down the road.
Heck
Hey, man.
yes.
Hey,
Come BS with us.
we love BSing. Hit us up with text. We love it.
Great.
Thank you.
Hmm.
All right, well, let's go ahead and roll into our main segment, and I don't have a bumper for it
Yes.
today, so I'm just gonna
What?
there. I'm just gonna do that. That's our segment. It's called the what segment.
Why don't you use the what makes the grass grow?
I
Yeah,
don't have
there you
that
go.
in here.
Oh no.
Like I have, I don't know what this one is. Let's hear it.
Hey,
Oh, that's a phone call. Okay. I don't have. I have
that
this.
was
Oh, God.
that was sexier than anything I've ever heard in my life.
That's it. That's it.
I
That's
have
the one.
that. I have the straight poop segment. I have.
There we go, the straight poop. It's the April newsletter. Straight poop.
No, I like Tessa's better.
I love this song.
It's music that you can rob a bank to. Actually, it's like you're
Or drop a deuce to, it
Yeah.
turns out.
Yeah, it turns out like, there we go. It's time for the straight poop.
So gross.
So gross.
It is. There we go. We've got it under control.
Although it could have been worse. It could have been like a spray sound effect instead
yeah,
of a flop.
there's a
So
lot
I'll
of
take
things.
the flop. Yeah,
That's a healthy individual there.
yeah it's a healthy. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're not going to be gross on this show or anything. Like no, we don't do that.
Not us.
Not us.
No,
guys,
never.
at all.
Never.
All right, so April newsletter dissection time. I don't know who
April newsletter. We would have had this last week, but we recorded early.
we did. We recorded this early.
It
It was me or somebody was. I don't know who.
It was me last week.
Tess. It was Tess.
It was me. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry,
That's
I'm
okay.
yawning.
So
I don't
we're a
know why
little
I'm
bit,
yawning.
we're a little
Oh my
bit
gosh.
behind the curve with all of our brethren content and sister
But
content.
everybody got time to
creators. But-
rage
Sorry.
on Reddit. Everybody
Oh
got
no,
time to
package.
throw
Whoa.
tantrums.
We're gonna keep it positive.
Everybody got
We're
time
gonna
to do all
keep
that.
it
Now it's
positive.
us, and we're positive because we don't. I'm not giving into any of that. But everybody got time to get it all out. Now that we talk about it, everybody will be happy. It'll be good.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good
Yeah.
way to approach it. Boom.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly.
We had the typical sections.
Right.
So I thought we'd spend a little bit of time in each.
Let's do
We
it.
had the under wrap section, which I have to say, I know that everyone saw the Co-Carnage stream, which is tomorrow, Thursday, April 25th.
Yep.
And I just want to say to all you people who don't have to work at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, I'm jealous.
I know,
jealous
right?
because I have to be in a class with a bunch of freshmen
Yeah.
teaching them general psychology. I would
So-
much rather be watching the stream with you.
If you're
guys.
clever, you can work the stream into your general psychology class.
Yeah, do it as like a test subject group
Yeah.
to like review all of the comments in the stream.
Good idea, except
Yeah.
finals are next week, so probably not the best course
Hey,
of action.
if they don't know it by now, they've had a whole year. If they don't know it by now, who cares?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Watch
Oh,
some
hardcore.
Pantheon, you're going to fail anyways.
Exactly. Do
But,
you get this? Can I ask you a really quick question?
Sure.
Do you get this as, or is this like every teacher? Or is this just mostly like high school where you get the, excuse me, Mr. Militus, Professor Militus, sir. I know I have a 20%.
Is
How
there
can I
any
pass?
chance?
Is there any?
And
Is
you're
there
like,
any
Here,
prayer?
what can I do?
you got nothing,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was actually. I
You have a
say
20.
I do add a bit of inflection to it. I say, absolutely nothing at this point.
Absolutely nothing.
absolutely nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, that's
But what do you mean absolutely nothing? I mean,
Does-
don't you have
does-
extra
Does
credit?
absolutely mean I can turn in the last 3 tests? No, it does not.
Yeah,
No, it means you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
Okay,
you-
okay,
Yeah,
sorry. I didn't
all
mean
right,
to go
sorry,
off on a
it's okay.
tangent.
You
Sorry.
very
All right,
much
no
got off
problem.
the tangent.
All right.
All right.
So, I think one of the most undervalued sections of this newsletter, because people reacted to it in a very interesting way.
Weird.
But let's tackle the first section. There were a couple of tidbits beyond the co-carnage stream. And my favorite part of this under wraps section was this quote, and it's several sentences, but I want to just read them slowly so we can all let it sink in and think about it and talk about it. We've always known what we want to do in Pantheon in terms of gameplay, stickiness, challenge, and social emphasis. Awesome. I think we're nailing those aspects well, but we also want to expand on the concept of what an MMORPG can be. Everyone needs to hear that again. We also want to expand on the concept of what an MMORPG can be.
Yeah.
Building one in 2019 is very different than in 1999 in terms of what is technologically possible, but even more so in what gamers expect. Oh, there's the big word.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that.
Expectation.
Yep.
We want to produce the, in italics, unexpected. And so when I read that,
I
here's the
love
thing.
that.
Listen, here's the thing.
That is the sexiest thing I've ever heard. Right there. That is the sexiest thing I've
When I
ever heard.
read the newsletter, I, like a lot of people in this listen to this podcast, don't lie, I wanted to see with my eyes pre-alpha 5 starting this date.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that. And so part of me went, oh, like that. And so
Yeah.
I really kind of glossed over that first section. But having read it a couple more times, it helps me understand why pre-alpha 5's not here and why maybe, we're not seeing things as fast as we want them to. If you're trying to build something that's not expected, if you're trying to redefine what the MMO is, that takes time. So yeah, it gives me, I don't know, but what do you guys think about those?
No,
quotes?
I think this is great. This is awesome. This is what I want to hear from a dev. This is what I want to hear. I want to hear, guys, we are going off the rails here. We are not going to build you
The
a
same
clone
old-
of something you've already seen because we've all played and gotten tired of the same old thing.
Right. And
We-
you would
we-
get
we
tired
have.
of that even in Pantheon. Even Pantheon
yeah.
came out tomorrow.
It'd be
And like,
shiny and
with
new for
our
3 months.
our
Yeah.
favorite classes and all that stuff. But if it was still the same thing, like a WoW clone,
Yeah.
which please don't come at me, Militus, with pitchforks. But if it were, you would be bored of that.
Oh yeah, I
I
absolutely
don't care
would.
how devoted. I don't care how devoted you are.
No.
You would get bored of that rather quickly.
Yeah. And there's a reason why the same old games as they release expansions, when they don't do this, when they don't expand and change and adapt, that's why you get bored with them. So I listen, I'm with you, Milla. I looked at it and I was like, oh, and I know the community was a little down, but I think when they look at it and see for what it says, yes, there's no a ton of crazy
There's no
new content.
Right. There's no new content. I mean,
There's no
right now. We haven't got to the newest update, but for now, stay with us. No new.
But this is what you need to keep in mind. Do you want all the answers?
No.
Now? Why would you want that? You want all of these times when we talk about our favorite things, there are things where we don't know exactly what we're going to come into.
It would be like you learning about the Goonie ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Beta.
Exactly. Like if I knew that the Goonie ship was there, that wouldn't be fun.
No, it wouldn't be fun.
Or when I find out that, oh my gosh, did you know that I can take this crafting material and this crafting material and do a question like combine the, things like that. If they are going to do what they're saying and expand on what is, break our expectation of MMO is, and I trust them to do it because they're taking the time. Yeah. And if they're going to do this, oh my gosh, you guys, I don't care.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was Pantheon.
No.
It takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah. And,
Boomy, thoughts about Under Wraps at all?
Man, my favorite part is that more so what gamers expect. I think McQuaid has got a realistic expectation of what this has to be. I think he's balancing it. So he knows what the limitations are of doing a crowdsourced game. I think he knows what the limitations are of making an MMO, which is a big proposition. But I think at the same time, he's like, I'm not just going to make another EQ. This isn't a sequel to that game. This isn't a sequel to any, previous game. And the thing
it's not going to look like or feel like XYZ. It's going to be its own thing.
What I like is that they are. I get the vibe, at least from the developers, that they play other games. They like games, and they know that in 2019 there's some pretty sick games out there. There's some games out there that have really pushed a lot of different things in the right direction, and that has created an expectation of certain aspects of the game to be awesome. Which is why I think they've upped a little bit of their art game. I think they've upped kind of some of their stuff's going on. But I think they're going to have to focus on the gameplay portion of it. We talk all the time about how we're like, we want a little bit slower gameplay. We want a little bit more methodical gameplay. We want a little more strategy in our different things and stuff like that. And I think that's very, very true. But it can't be 2005 slow.
No,
2005
it can't
strategy.
Be 2005 slow.
It's got to be a balance of where it feels slower, but it still has the right kind of vibe for today's age, because things have just advanced a little bit. And I think that's
why I'm worried.
All this is brought to the front with technologically possible, and what gamers expect. I think that's part of it.
Well, and that's why I'm a little nervous because Pantheon is on the horizon, right? So we have to be getting excited about something now. Yeah. And right now, I think a lot of people are super pumped for Vanilla WoW.
Yeah, some are. A lot of people are.
A lot of people. I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people.
You're right. A lot of people are.
There's some excitement.
I kind of am. I'm kind of am. But I also think that 2004 Vanilla WoW is going to not
very different in 2019.
Yeah, exactly. And so
they're not even leaving it at 2004 WoW. They're making some changes. It's still not exactly 2004 WoW.
But still,
but they're giving their best. I mean, they're giving a good faith effort, and
good faith effort. But I am concerned about what that's going to. we all reminisce, and we're WoW players, so we reminisce back to BC,
Right,
and we reminisce back to vanilla, and EQ players reminisce back, but I don't think we got to trust that they are smart enough and they love games, and they're going to give us something that's not a reboot of any one thing. They're going to expand that and blow our minds. It's going to go like this.
Well, and I don't know, I don't know if this is a little bit later in the topic, but in there they mentioned that there's going to be a level or an encounter. I can't remember exactly how they worded it, but it's going to rely heavily on climbing.
Yeah,
that's
very different,
so cool, right? That's
well. Have you seen
kind of
Have you seen the streaming where they're all climbing?
Yeah, I have seen it.
It is so cool.
Yeah,
and
sure.
they even in the letter they talked about, they're like, we know you've seen the stream, but it's even cooler than that. I'm like, I thought the stream of the climbing stuff was already really cool.
I did too. I thought it was cool already.
Yeah. So,
but again, that goes back to expectation.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we're gonna like create the unexpected.
Now, can you guys explain something to me? This Co-Carnage guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know he has like 16 bajillion followers. He's like streamed like so many hours
he
in a
streamed
row.
2,000 straight days.
2,000 straight days.
1,000 straight days.
That's insanity.
Insane?
That's insane.
Yeah, I can't.
I don't even understand how you do that. Yeah, anyway, I was wondering, but in order to get him to stream the game, does Pantheon take all of Militus's cash and just like drop it off at his door?
No, actually,
what's that? Tell me about that. Yeah, I would like to know
actually,
about that.
it's Co-Carnage himself that requests and asks Pantheon if he can stream their game.
That's amazing. There, we just put to bed.
It's not them reaching out to him. It's him reaching out to them.
That's great.
So,
see, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and
maybe
that's
he'll
the way it should be
stream
organic.
Yeah, because he's definitely not going to reach out to Boom. I have we get what we get 13 viewers a year on our stream, and so that's not happening. But I was just wondering how this guy became the guy to do this.
Well, he's he's consistent. He's smart.
Yep.
He's fair, objective. If you've never watched his stream, you should really give it a watch.
I'm gonna have to go.
Not just
to go check it out.
Pantheon. He's a really fun streamer to watch.
I'm excited.
I like him a lot.
I'm excited for all of this to happen. I think it's good, but you know me, I don't like spoilers.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't actually want to play the game until it's done. Like I want nothing to do with pre-alpha. I don't want anything to do with alpha. I don't want anything to do with the game until it's released. I want it to be completely fresh.
If I told you that there were orcs in the game?
No, it won't spoil it for me.
I love the models.
I just know that
Arkai so good.
is the only thing that they should show off. Right? They should just show off Arkai.
Sure. And they get in all of a sudden his stream numbers would like crash. He'd get like 2 people.
Oh, no
Boom,
way.
And Boom's son watching the stream.
No, the Arkai are huge with the ladies, man. He would just get more ladies on his stream.
Ladies, man.
Yeah, it's
we had the concept to model part of the newsletter, which as a transition had orcs and more orcs. VR also released a YouTube video kind of like playing their music and spinning the models. Did you guys check this out?
I saw it.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good. You get to see the 360-degree view of the female and
they
male
are great.
models.
They're great. Yeah. I want everybody to know that I think they're great, but
they are beautiful. Those are beautiful models.
Just tired of orcs. I don't want any more orcs, man.
But you're not playing one. They're just NPCs.
I know, but I'm just kind of like, I want a different bad guy that's not an orc. Or I want orcs to wear clothes. Like, can't they wear business suits or something? They always wear the same loincloth.
I hear
tie off their tusk or something.
Yeah,
I love it.
Why do they always look the same? They always have the same little.
Yeah, why is the orc
pouch.
always a barbarian?
Yeah,
why can't I want to see a fully armored orc?
They kind of look like, Lord of the Rings are orcs, you know. I mean, that's where that stuff kind of all got started. But I'm just
You
kind of
mean
like
Urukai? They're not orcs.
and I'm fine with it, but it's just
But boom.
I don't
Listen.
know, you know.
Let me help you. Let me help
Yeah.
you right now.
Help me out. Help me out here.
You're thinking of the, it's funny because in the model viewing they showed the male with the big club. So I was about to say you're thinking of the club wielding orc, but of course that's
It's right there. Yeah, it is the club wielding orc. Yeah,
but did you notice? And I wanted Tess to really respond to this. If you read the newsletter, this quote
it's a
was
matriarchal society.
Yes, orcs, tribes, and terminus are predominantly female led. So that is not your stereotypical trope orc. It's just not. That's not the World of Warcraft orc. That's not orcs I've really remembered in any other game where females lead the way. That's awesome.
Oh, I love it. I'd like to see more matriarchal kind of societies. And I understand in high fantasy, we don't get a lot of matriarchal societies. So getting one is great. So hats off. But I would like to see a little more. I mean, if it's a matriarchal society, I'm excited to see what some of the history is. I'm excited to see what some of the culture of that orc, because like Boom was saying, usually when you hear orc, you think like barbarian, warrior, nomadic culture. But if we were to marry that with a matriarchal society, and then we could maybe see some different forms of social commentary on justice, on things like that. So I'm excited to see what they do with it, because I don't remember. I'm trying to think if I have seen an MMO play off a matriarchal society. I don't say.
I mean, Corona was pretty big player in.
Well, I mean, we've had strong female leaders.
Yeah.
But not a matriarchal society.
True. Yeah.
I mean, that's very different. So, so I'm excited to see what that means. I don't like. I'm kind of with Boom. I'm not a huge orc fan, and that's just me. But I'm excited to see what they do.
The newsletter did a good job of like showing. I'm not sure if you guys saw the screenshots, but they took it from like drawing, to
that was
full
really
render,
cool.
and they showed you all the iterations in between. And that was really cool.
The work that they're doing is fantastic, and I get that that's part of the fantasy.
Absolutely,
it's part of the background. There's going to be orcs. I have to get over it. I'm just done with orcs. I'm not done with dragons. Here's the thing. This is what's weird. Dragons are everywhere, but you know what?
Dragons are cool. Orcs are
they're not putting dragons in games, so there's like no dragons in games right now.
I'd like to see.
I want lots of dragons, no orcs.
You know, something I'd like to see is if you've read the Pantheon lore background where they do the full history thing.
The dragons eat the orcs at the very beginning of the game. That's what this is all about. The dragon just swoops down, eats all the orcs, and then their orcs are gone. Now we have to deal with the dragons.
I studied that like I was in Militus's class. And like I was studying like a final. I totally did. I still had pages.
You studied way harder than my students do.
Oh, okay.
Way harder. Sorry.
Well, I'm an academic, so but
you're a nerd.
I'm a total nerd. There are some of the I don't know what to call them. What is the term? The collision. Some of the pre-collision races that they talk about in that. I would love to see some art for them.
Yeah, I would too.
Because
art
like I kind of have in my head.
Like
well, here's
artists,
the
Are
deal.
you talking about like orcs, like on the riverbank with a thing like painting? Like you want to see the artwork that orcs make?
Bob Ross. Can we have Bob Ross with a big afro on an orc?
Oh my god!
Please?
If there was, that would make me like orcs
Happy
again.
Trees.
If there was an orc with the same haircut,
we don't
and
make
he's
mistakes.
painting happy
we only
trees,
make happy accidents.
Happy accidents.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh! I would.
That would be
I would
amazing. Talk about Easter egg. I
love
would die.
I would
if they
sit
put that
there.
in the game.
Yes, a Bob Ross orc painting a
But-
nice little
With the
river
afro.
and a mountain with the afro and the whole vibe. Oh my gosh! Now you'd have
I
me.
won't-
I'd like
okay.
orcs again.
But
That's what
to be
it would take.
completely serious, to
That
be
is
completely
completely
serious.
serious. I'm being completely serious.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
okay.
I want that.
But
do that.
We kind of know what an orc is probably going to look like. We know what a human is
Mhm.
probably going to look like.
Probably.
We know what a halfling is probably going to look like. We don't like Arkai. We have art. That's a very interesting race. Dark Mirror. That's a very interesting race. I can't wait for some of this same stuff
It's
for
rumored.
the more
Can I tell you
Man,
something that's a
no.
rumor
crazy
about the
races,
Arkai?
the
Yes.
gnomes.
Lex is with us tonight.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he is with us.
Because he's in the chat. we have
I
to say-
saw him. I had
we
to
have to say
chastise
the
him.
Scar are interesting also.
The Scar,
Even though we
interesting
don't
also.
really believe that, we have to say
Interesting
it
fact.
anyway.
Would you guys like to know an interesting
Scar.
fact about the Scar? Would you guys like to know an interesting fact about the Scar?
What's
This
that?
is going to make Lexer happy. They have 2 wieners in one ball.
Oh, God.
An interesting fact. That's
They're
actually
double
thing.
donged. Double
Yeah.
dong this bitch.
And moving on. So let's
The
talk
Scar
about
have-
the Meet the
The
Dead.
Scar have
The
So the
double
meat
dong
dev-
Scar.
the Scar have
Oh, God.
double sticks, one ball.
In Meet the Devs, we talked about, we got to meet Ross Worthley.
Yeah,
That was
it's
really
true.
interesting. He was the
Yeah.
environmental artist.
Yep.
And Militus has excellent insight about a metaphor that he take it away, Militus.
So Ross Worthley, who's an environmental artist. Ross, this sounds really cool. You know, he's talking about how he's building all these, assets. And one part in the article, I was reading it, I'm like, damn, because he talked about how some zones have over 1,000 assets. Now think about that for a second. Someone
Wow.
has to develop,
Oh,
handcraft, right?
Yeah,
all these
it's so
assets
crazy.
to put in a zone.
yeah.
That's
so crazy.
insane to me. But
Yeah.
he said, this is pretty cool, I thought. His background, he worked on Rift. He worked on a couple other MMOs as well. But he kept kind of comparing Rift to Pantheon. And so a lot of us have played Rift. So I love that because
Yeah, right.
when a developer is referencing something I know and I've played, I love it when they're talking about something I want to know more about.
Right.
And so he's talking about how Rift, he enjoyed working on Rift, but he kept saying things like how Pantheon was way more complex and new tech and
Mhm.
environments.
All
and
in the
how
Unity
all this
engine.
stuff-
The Unity engine strong.
Yeah, yeah. And it even
Mhm.
talked about the metaphor Tess was referring to. He was like, it's like Lego block building. I
Yeah.
build this one asset and we can start to kind of stack it up and build more.
Yeah.
So any guy who uses Legos as a metaphor is a winner. in my
Add
book.
something to your conversation about this, though.
Yeah, let's
So-
hear it.
Isn't
One of
it
the
going to be
things-
inappropriate?
Is it going to be double wieners?
It could be double wieners, one ball. Hashtag 2 wieners, 1 ball. There's actually, this is actually kind of an interesting thing. The success, as I'm having too much to drink, the success of Fortnite is actually benefiting Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Because
Why do you
the
say that?
success of Fortnite has made it to where the creators of the Unity engine, right, which is Epic Games, and they have the Unity engine, they made the assets cheaper, so there's a chance that Pantheon is subcontracting some of these bajillions of assets for their world creation, and there's some really good content there, and they're going to be able to purchase that content, add it into the game, and ramp it up a lot faster and get people to the promised land a lot quicker. So Fortnite is actually one of the things that's going to help make Pantheon great. There you go. I just
Oh
made that.
God.
What do
This
you guys
podcast
think?
just went straight poop.
No,
I
it's
wasn't
true.
listening.
It's true. It's
After
true.
you-
Fortnite.
Yeah, after you said
Fortnite.
Fortnite, I just kind of
Nope.
tuned out.
I'm telling you, the money that Fortnite has brought in is actually benefiting Pantheon Rise of the Fallen because those
Hey,
assets now
I'll take it.
are
No,
a
I
fraction
think you're
of
I'll
the
probably
take
price.
right. I think you're probably right.
They
Hey,
lowered
bring
the
it.
cost drastically on all of those assets. Those assets used to be expensive to license, and they've shifted all of that model, and they've shifted everything. And so if you're using a Unity engine now and you're building a game, you've got a lot of strength in your title. This is actually a good thing.
And maybe low cost and building assets. That's great. That's great for Pantheon and all other.
Man,
basically all other.
the chat is
crowdfunding
trying to
games.
have me. They want to have me replaced. Look
No,
at
they don't. They're
Oh, yeah, look at
They
trolling
that.
love
you.
you.
Yeah,
They
look
love
at that.
you.
They're
Look at that. They're
trolling
trying
you
to
just
do it.
like you troll them.
That's right. That's right. All right, there
Well,
you go. Well,
One
there you go.
more thing. One more thing about
Yeah,
one more
what
thing
do you got
about
going?
Ross.
Ross.
I got to throw down a formal challenge to Ross Worthley.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ross, I know you're listening because all the devs at VR
Mhm.
listen. To this
No, they
podcast.
don't.
No, they
They
don't.
hate us. They hate us. We're
So-
their least favorite.
So Brad, because Brad probably listens just so he can make sure that we're not acting like idiots. Which
No.
We
you're not
are
doing a good
acting
job,
like
Brad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Send me an email.
Ross,
God, Brad.
I got the
I'm
the
sorry,
challenge.
I
I got
try,
the
I try,
challenge to
Brad.
throw
Yes,
down to
okay.
Ross right here,
All right, let's hear
right
it.
now.
Yes.
So I'm a believer because one Brad McQuaid did favorite my tweet when I said this, by the way. So it has some substance to it.
Okay.
people.
All right. All right.
I said that I thought not PAX 2019, but I thought PAX 2020
Yes.
was going to be a
PAX
big
2020.
showing for Pantheon,
Yes.
and Brad liked it. So take that as you will. But
Yes. Yes.
so I think they're going to be there and they're going to have a big presence. And
Okay. All right.
we haven't formally agreed to this, the three of us, but I'm
Yes.
hoping that we all agree to maybe go to PAX East.
For
So
sure.
I've
given
always
the
wanted
fact-
to go. I just haven't had a
in my
you can,
mind,
you can
we're
ride
gonna
in the
be
RV
there.
with me, Tess. We'll ride the
There we
RV.
go.
as PAX East
Really? Can I
Yes.
drive it?
if
So
you'd like to, but I'm
we
telling you,
need
it's
Ross
dangerous.
to walk out of PAX Boston to the
Yeah.
RV
Okay.
and have
Yep.
a chili cook-off thrown down with Boom.
Oh, yeah.
I will
'Cause-
make some. I make a mean chili.
Well, he said he makes an incredibly mean chili, so I thought
Mhm.
maybe we have like a chili cook-off. Tess, Boom,
Yes.
Ross, see who wins.
You know
I'll
what? You
just
know what?
drink beer and sit in the corner.
I will tie one hand behind my back and I will make a white chili.
Oh, that just
No,
sounds wrong.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
want any
sorry.
white chili. Well,
That's
I'm less.
okay.
I'm
I
less
will tie
racist
a
than
hand behind
Tess.
my back and
I
I will
will make
still
a
win.
regular chili. However, I want you to know that I have gotten second place in a chili cook-off already.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Ross. you
And
hear
there
that?
were
You should
2
be shaking, my
entries.
friend.
No, there was lots of entries. Now, you guys are going to laugh at this. This is a very, very true story. There was maybe 20, 25 entries. I legitimately took a can of Hormel chili. I poured
Stop
it into
not.
a can, and I got second place in a chili cook-off.
Boom. That is horrible.
I
you
love
go.
it. I love
There
it.
you go. And it's a true story. Even my wife to this day thinks it's hilarious. I just threw down the Hormel in a thing, and
That's
I
so
won
funny.
second place. I got second place in a
That
chili
is
cook-off
so funny.
with Hormel chili. So there you go.
The SIF podcast
proving.
brought to you by Hormel Chili.
Yeah, right.
The chili that will
Sponsor
win you a
us.
contest.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Hashtag chili.
All right, so
let's do it.
so
I'm
beyond
ready
that,
to throw down.
pledge
Yeah.
rewards. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, now I'm really glad because I read this section
Okay,
and
let's hear
I
it, Tess.
need. Well, no. I didn't understand a damn word. Now I know, and I haven't had a chance to yet because Nathan Napalm
Did a video. Yeah.
did a video, and so I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list. That's what I'm going to listen to first thing on my way into
Right,
work tomorrow, because I don't understand what they were talking about. So please explain
Well,
and talk to me like I'm one of your freshman psych
So-
students.
let's talk about the things that will apply to most of us
Yeah, there were a lot that were
and the
like
things that will
only
not.
yeah. So so I guess I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so let's say you're a backer of Pantheon
Mm-hmm.
now,
Uh-huh.
and at pretty much every level, they're going to open up early name reservation and allow us to have one name per account, which is awesome. They should do that. If you,
I thought that was on the list of things.
it is, but I'm saying they haven't really formalized that list until this newsletter. This newsletter is a formal declaration, including lots of legalese. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I saw that.
A lawyer clearly wrote this part of the newsletter at the very bottom, especially.
Mhm.
But the early name reservations for all of us. The Founders Guild, which sounds really cool. They've mentioned it before, but they've never really talked about it. And in the newsletter, they talked about it. It's like it'd be this conclave, where like it's like this. The way I read it was like this VIP area where you can go hang out with other people who pledge at a higher level, and you'll be given some benefits. Like you can craft there, which I'm assuming you can't just craft anywhere in the game. I don't know that, but I'm assuming that you can like change out gear. You can. It's just kind of like a country club. That's the way I read it. It's
There
like
you go.
Like
the
a
Founders
VIP.
Guild
like it.
is the Caddyshack Country Club.
They don't
of,
allow double dong scar though. Those are not allowed in
No.
the country club.
If it's the
No.
Caddyshack Country Club, then Boom will be what's his name? Bill Murray.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Just
put
Okay.
me at
letting the ship
the.
right here.
I feel
So,
like I'm getting no respect here. That's what I feel. I feel like I got no respect going. All right.
Speaking of getting no respect, we got a text from someone that comes to mind.
Yeah.
One Lexer. So I thought
Yeah.
I'd read it to you
Mhm.
guys.
Okay, read it.
Star 2 sticks 1 ball will be the Pantheon version of 2 girls 1 cup.
Oh my goodness,
Lexar.
Lexer, you just made it
Oh
dirty.
god, that's awesome. I agree, Lexer. And
Yeah.
do you have it on film now? Can we watch it?
Lexar.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Please continue to explain the pledges. Thank you.
Yeah. So beyond the VIP Caddyshack Club that you're gonna get, so now we're kind of getting into time frames. So if you pledged in November 2018, they had a big pledge drive. I wasn't part of it. I pledged after that, just after.
Yeah,
But they
literally
had this
just
pledge.
after.
Yeah, they had this pledge drive in November, and maybe Lex could speak to it in chat and others that were around then. That if you pledge, you would get a different nameplate color frame during that drive.
Oh, that's cool.
But I'm assuming based on the ways that they have November 2018 pledge, that if you didn't pledge at that time or before that time, that's not going to be
Yeah,
a thing for you.
and that makes sense.
Now, yeah, it makes sense. And keep that in mind as we move forward. So in-game badge. So exclusive badge icon attached to player nameplate. Each
Yeah.
contribution level will have an icon attached to the nameplate to denote the contribution level. The badge will have a description when the player is inspected that marks the player as contributor to the November pledge. Again, I think you had to be in the November
Yeah.
pledge drive to have that. And they have different
Right.
levels.
right.
Now, again, this is where it really starts to get further away from people like us, but that's okay. Yeah.
Those people need to.
If you've been around for 5 years,
Yeah, you deserve extra.
it. You
Mhm.
deserve it. Yeah. They have a backer
agree.
icon.
I agree. They should get all kinds of
nameplate.
stuff. They should get some sort of a,
I like
held up
the
on
wall
people's
thing that they were
shoulders.
talking about.
Oh,
that
should
was
get a-
really
so
cool.
Maybe
you get your
a
plushie.
name on the wall.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's really.
You
but
know,
you had to
I'm
be.
just
What's
gonna.
this? October 12th, 2015.
I know that's a long time
You
ago.
But
had
they
to have played
deserve
by
it.
that. Yeah, I agree.
I would like to throw
agree.
this out there though to them because we know that they're listening right now. So we know there's a whole bunch of content creators that are kind of now connected with Pantheon. And what I would like them to do is let's do a pledge drive with all of the content creators. So like on our show and every other show, we need like a link or we need something, and we'll do like a pledge drive. And maybe we can do a pledge drive for a specific time period, and maybe they can get some sort of a thing like a certificate for a dong removal if they're a scar, so they can just go down to 1. Or you know what I'm
like
saying,
a
but
trophy,
like something.
A trophy that they can put in their house or
There you go.
something.
Or they get a special belt buckle for their character that says, contributor 2019, Pantheon, something. But we got like Nathan Napalm, we've got Bazgrim, we've got, Def and everybody on the, what am I thinking
Battle
of,
Axe
guys?
Theater.
Battle Axe Theater show. We've got Voices of Terminus. We've got like, what if we all banded together and did some sort of thing?
Like,
I
we
think
are
it's a
the
good
world,
idea.
but we are Terminus.
We are the Terminus. We
Yeah,
are
like
the
that.
players.
Like, I'll sing. Like, if we need to have singing, I'll get on there and sing. We could do a thing, and we could actually do a sing.
Guys, I'm not joking. If you guys want me
Yeah.
to write and compose a "We Are the World," I will do
But it has
Let's
to
do
include
it.
like bizarre lines, like
Yeah, like Terminus.
it's
and
okay if we have two dongs. I mean, something like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Tess, do you look up at the sky at night and see all of those stars with all of those planets and all of those things and think there's no way that some race up there doesn't have two dongs?
Yeah, definitely.
When you look up there in the
double
infinite
dong race.
expanses of the universe, there's at least two dongs out there.
Why would you need two genitalia?
Because there's two vaginas on the females.
Or one that just needs to be filled up properly. You could look at it that way. Stop. I'm sorry. That was wrong.
I can't even. Okay. Every single person on the podcast is on the floor. We've lost control totally.
I just broke my desk. I broke my desk.
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh. Dayhawk said we're now banned. Thanks, Melissa. She got us banned. All right. All right.
You made me break my desk. My desk is broken.
Okay.
Oh, God. I'm hurting. My abs are hurting right now.
I can't even deal with how funny you guys are right now, and I have to at some point find. I do not have. I'm desperately looking for. Here we go. This is gonna.
Oh, what happened to the other piece? Oh, the other piece fell off too.
Oh, whoops! Now
The other piece fell off.
Oh my gosh! I got nothing.
My desk is broken.
I'm trying to find a song to play to get us into the next segment. I got nothing going.
Trying to get my camera. There we go.
You know what's weird is I don't think I have my lounge music.
Oh my God.
What's wrong with that? I don't have my lounge
Militus, I need you to apologize to our listeners.
I did
right
apologize. Did you not hear me? I knew immediately when I said it, it was crossing the line. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Brad. Don't ban me. I
Wow.
love Pantheon.
Wow.
I
Wow.
love that. Well,
Wow.
you know, it's what it is. It's what it is. I'm trying to desperately find some lounge music to get us through. Is that the last thing that we had? Like, is there?
Well, we
anything
did
else
have
with that?
a meet the community spotlight
Okay.
with Draco Callan, the
All right.
crafting paladin. So that's pretty cool if you want to go read about them. And I think before
I
we
love how they do that, by the way. Can I just say, I think that that's really special that
Oh my
they
gosh.
shout out,
Dying.
somebody.
Okay.
And I think that's so nice.
Oh my gosh!
I think
Wait,
too, I had a little
Nikki
laugh
said
in
there's
that.
animals on. I'm gonna have to bring this back a little bit because in chat, Nikki said there's animals on this
No,
planet
don't.
that have two penises. I need to know what those animals are. Like, I honestly don't know. I'm going to do some research. Is it like a liger or something? Like, that's awesome.
I'm just gonna
That's
be over
amazing.
here.
That's so amazing.
I'll come back later.
Hey, Tess, sky's the limit when you're talking about video games, right? You can do anything you want. If they can make violent video games like Mortal Kombat where, people's skulls fly out, we can talk about, the big forbidden topic here of two dongs. I honestly cannot find... Wait, okay, here we go. I got it. Okay, this is going to be good. This is going to be real good.
Uh-oh. I'm worried.
No, it's not. It's just... There we go. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, wait, we're supposed to do Reddit first. Okay, so, sorry, I'm going to do Reddit.
Well, hold on.
All of that
before you go there.
Okay,
Before we get into... You skipped Pantheon
Everything.
Patient too.
That's it.
Oh.
I'm going to go get another cocktail.
Okay.
No, I'm done. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, but while Tess is gone, I do think we need to...
Oh, I did skip Pantheon Patient.
We do briefly need to acknowledge the elephant in the room.
Okay, I'm ready to acknowledge it.
Okay. So, there was...
I just hear her yelling in the background.
I do too in the background. Yeah, she's... All her was 2 dongs, 1 cocktail. Something
Let's
like
just
that.
let's just let that kind of roll there. She's explaining to her husband what is going on in the show in the background.
She's like, this is a dirty bastard. I think I heard her say that a couple times. Yeah.
I hope that makes up. Okay, go ahead, Melissa. Sorry. Elephant in the room.
All right. No. The elephant in the room. We cannot talk about the April newsletter without acknowledging the... How can I...
I just hear doors closing and yelling in the background. It's the greatest
did you hear
podcasting
me yelling
moment.
at my husband?
Yes, we did.
So
Yes, we did.
Funny. Oh my God. I'm dying laughing. It's the greatest podcasting moment in the history of podcasts.
No, well, I go downstairs. My husband goes, "What the hell are you doing up there?" Because I threw those pieces over my desk, over my shoulder.
I have tears coming down my eyes. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Miltis. What do we have to talk about?
Yeah, I'm never going to be allowed at Tessa's house again because she said, when he said that, she said,
Okay.
"Oh, yeah, Miltis is talking about 2 dongs, 1 hole." And
I
that
did
was
not
it.
say
It's
that.
over.
I
It's
said,
over.
Okay,
said that
all right.
Militus made me laugh so hard that I broke the last piece of my desk off.
Yeah, it was good. Okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay.
Oh, I broke.
So, serious. We're getting serious again.
Yes, serious.
We didn't acknowledge the kind of elephant in the room, and that is there was I don't use the word negative. There was a energetic, shall we say, backlash to the April newsletter. People were upset, I guess is a good way to put it, that there had been no new content shown for a period of time.
Yeah.
Shortly after the newsletter was released, a few days after, VR tweeted, and I quote, "Greetings, Pantheons. We have seen the comments requesting more from our upcoming stream with Co-Carnage, and you have been heard. The stream will start with a daring group of adventurers in Halnir Cave, which was the original plan. Then the team will share never-before-seen art, concepts, and animations we've been working on for Project Fairthale. See you there." So I thought that was cool that, it's... I remember WildStar. Now, I hate to always invoke WildStar, but their catchphrase used to be, when I was doing the podcast, they would go, "The devs are listening." That was kind of their catchphrase,
Right,
and right here it shows that clearly the devs at VR are listening, and they're aware, and they're trying to kind of keep an ear to the community. And so they're going to include some new assets that they've been developing in I can't emphasize enough. Thursday the 25th, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to see some new assets. I guess my one little question to you, and we got to wrap it up and move on to our next segment. Good or bad thing that they responded? What do you guys think?
You know what? Everybody just needs to relax, listen to a little bit of the Standing in Fire podcast, and realize that we're all so fortunate. We're all so dang lucky that we play video games, man. That's what we do for fun. Our hobby is playing freaking video games. And there is zero reason to be upset or to have a fit or anything about any of this stuff. And I think we are overanalyzing what the devs do. I don't really care. I want the devs, as I've said at the start of this all, make a game that you like to play. And then hopefully I will too. Yeah. Just make a fun game. I don't really care what you do. I don't care if they never talk about it until they release it. I don't care if they want to come on and one of the developers wants to come on the Standing in Fire podcast and talk about why the Scar can't possibly have two dongs. Whatever they want to do is fine. Like, they just need to figure, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be you, man. It's all good. We're playing video games here. This is video games.
I will say this. In response to those people who are extremely vocal about what they want, we need them too. We need some people who are very passionate and to help drive us, because you know what would make an absolutely terrible game? People who are lackluster, so people who feel strongly, we want their voice, but just keep in mind that your voice may not be the best choice, but we need to hear everybody's opinion. So if you're, but try not to be mean about it, please. If you disagree with something, just be like, hey, I disagree. And kindly, I would like to say that I think that XYZ instead of ABC.
Well, I kind of agree with Lex. He sent another text in related to this topic, and I kind of agree with him. He said, May newsletter drops. The May newsletter drops. Fans outrage. Demanding double the dongs, half the balls. VR is confused.
Well, I'm just going to say, Lex, I'm expecting a full segment on the amount of genitalia that VOT expects
everybody's going to have to ask that.
And I do think that is the danger, right? Is that, don't get me wrong, I was kind of, a little down at the newsletter at first too. But I think you got to be careful and always responding, because I don't want the vocal minority running.
Yeah, it's the minority.
The game.
You're exactly right.
It's just right. that balance. Yes. It's just that balance you have to maintain. Yes. So don't get me wrong. VR happy that there's a stream tomorrow. Super happy, but I just worry. Don't always feel like you have to respond to those people yelling on Twitter
and I know that he's trying to appease some of those people and give them something, but honestly, like I said, just be confident you're making a good game and know that there's more. I really do feel there's more gamers like us that are going to be patient and are going to kind of wait for the game. And I personally am not disappointed at all. I have set my expectations that I would rather this game be done right than be done fast. And I would rather them work through some of the stuff that WildStar did not, rather than having a game that I love in WildStar closed down to where I cannot even play it anymore. Because that still stings. Because I would absolutely be playing that game right now if it was still available. And,
yeah, we would too.
And so I've got this the spot that's missing, and it's because I think they listened to the minority too much.
They did.
And they're vocal. They're vocal, man. The minority is all up in the faces of everybody, but there's far more gamers that just want a good game out there than there are those.
We've been waiting years, so we can wait a little longer.
We can wait a little longer.
100%.
And that really gets
you
us
have to be what, Boom?
Excuse me, when is
Ooh.
Alpha gonna take place?
This game
when
never
is
coming out.
I said,
Remember
when
that
is
EverQuest
Alpha?
next?
Hey, you better not make the game too hard. I'm telling you. If I play this game and actually say it, Pantheon Patient.
All right, it's time for our Pantheon Patient segment. That's right. This is where it used to be our segment where we talked about our moments of Zen, right? But instead, we decided, what are we doing while we're waiting for Pantheon to come out? Because let me just put it this way: you're gonna have to wait a little while. So buckle up, buttercups, and
So stop
get
your
ready.
bitching.
Yeah. Stop your bitching and play one of the other 18,000 games that's out there that's awesome and have fun and like hang out with us and like comment on our stuff and phone call into us and do all that stuff. Tess, what were you all patient about this week?
So I'm still in work hell. It hasn't eased up enough for me to like get into hardcore MMO because let's be honest. Playing an MMO takes some time and commitment.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I haven't had enough time and commitment to get in, but guys, I can see the finish line. I see it. It
That's
is
a good
May
feeling.
24th. I see it. It is a month from today, and I am free. But so I when I really want to play, I tend to go back to the same kind of games. I tend to go to like Diablo or a Civ game or a simulation game or something because I can get a lot of enjoyment out of a 30-minute POS kind of time, stuff like that. Well, I played some Stellaris, and if you've never played Stellaris, it's actually a pretty fun kind of Civ type game where you are trying to expand into the universe. And it has some really fun mid and end game stuff that you can do. Like you can like help another civilization like raise themselves up into star traveling and embrace them into your culture. It's super fun. A lot of interesting quest kind of thing. So it kind of feels like an RPG elements thrown into a Civ game. So I played a little bit of that. That was really fun. And that was pretty much all of my gaming was well, and I also played some stuff on a tabletop simulator. My D&D group is kind of on hiatus right now because of Easter and all this stuff. And when we're on hiatus from D&D, we go on Tabletop Simulator and we'll play like whatever game. And so I went, do you guys remember the Hero Quest board game?
No.
Hero Quest. No, I don't.
Hero Quest. Okay. This thing, and I own it. It was the first game I ever got. And I got it when I was 9 in 1989. I have a first edition that I could sell for over $2,000 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Wow,
So,
I would do that. Let's sell it. Let's sell it right now. Let's sell it.
It's
We can
mine.
get you an
It's
RV
mine.
for
It's mine.
$2,000.
It's mine.
I can get
It's
you an RV
mine.
for $2,000 and fix it up.
Nope.
We can fix
Nope,
that
mine.
bad boy up. We just have to get
Good
rid of
luck
some of
with
the
that.
dirty
It's
stuff. We
mine.
can do it. We can do it. All right.
I love this. But so we've been playing Hero Quest on Tabletop Simulator. But it's missing some assets. So this is what I thought was really interesting from our earlier conversation. I only had to build probably about 4 assets in Tabletop Simulator, which is pretty easy. It's not like I'm drawing something by scratch, like, and it took me like 2 hours to build these assets. So it gave me, and I'm not a programmer. I don't know what I'm doing. And so hardcore thumbs up, all gamer programmers who make things. You guys are awesome. But that was my my Pantheon patient moment.
Very good. Very good. All right. All right, Militus, how about you? What is your Pantheon patient moment?
Well, mine's real quick. I played a tiny bit of EverQuest 2, just a little bit, not very much. not much gaming time. The real life college boss kicking my butt right now. But I wanted to say this. I did get it since Tess did evoke the tabletop discussion. One Zolderp has invited me to be a part of their tabletop group. So
very
it's
cool.
looking like I might be playing some tabletop.
What kind of tabletop?
I don't know yet. All I've been told is tabletop. They haven't given me much.
You will have so much fun.
Fantasy Grounds.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Fantasy
just
Grounds and D&D Beyond is what he's talking about. D&D Beyond Fantasy Grounds. I don't know what that is.
All right.
But I
Hey,
guess I'll
by the
find
way, if you need another person to play, I'll play. I'm just saying.
She's really good. Yeah.
You need a fixer? Call up the old Tess.
I spend all my character making points on double dongs and things like that. So I don't. It's just,
I was about to say having Tess in a tabletop
doesn't
game is
work.
like having two dongs. Yeah,
it is. It's a very beneficial thing to you. Let me just put it
beneficial thing, definitely.
Okay.
What about
As
you,
for
Boom?
me, there's no surprises.
Every
here.
Xbox game known to man.
There's no surprises here.
No,
There's
he's
surprises
sticking.
here.
He's sticking. He's been hardcore.
I cannot get a freaking enough of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I am 54%
He's
done
been
with the
playing
base
that game forever, you guys.
I have 75 hours into it. Now, here's where I'm going to criticize another game that was made by Blizzard. They made their expansion, right? People finished the base game of the expansion in 6 freaking hours. And here I am, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I am 75 hours in, and I'm only 54% done with the base game. At this rate, I am going to have 200 plus hours in this game in a single player game. And they just released more content today. It actually just released, and I'm not even going to get into that. And I got to tell you what, I have never played. This is the very best RPG story I've ever played. It's hands down. Nothing else has even touched it. I can't even tell you how much fun I'm having. 54% into the game, and all of a sudden I discovered Atlantis, for crying out loud. Like, I mean, it is absolutely crazy, crazy fun, and so that's what I'm in. And the other night, Lexer, who's in chat with us, actually saw me kill the Cyclops. I killed the Cyclops.
Really?
He was watching in chat. He was giving me some nice advice. He told me to take it easy, kind of go slow, because I mean, it was not easy. It was not easy to do this. Absolutely stinking fantastic. Now, I have mentioned Assassin's Creed Odyssey being pretty fantastic, and I've had several people, including people at Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, actually like those tweets. So I'm just gonna say, there's some people that are making this game that actually agree with me. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is pretty freaking
Mama
fantastic.
Tess loves it.
It's
Tess loves it.
Freaking amazing. And I'm telling you, they're this close. They're this close to making an MMO. I mean, this game is just multiplayer away from being one of the best MMOs I've ever played. It really is. It's that close. It's amazing. Amazing.
You have me that close to wanting to try it.
I have you this close to wanting to try it?
Never tried it.
You know what's funny?
I've never tried.
I've tried previous Assassin's Creed games, and I was not into them. And I didn't really... The whole thing didn't work for me. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is this just open world where I can play it just like an MMO. But I am single player, but I go around and I level up and I do these things. The best thing is when there is a large camp of guys and you have to figure out you strategize this plan. How am I going to do this without having the entire mob just attack me? All things, by the way, that I think they're going to do in Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. I think this whole ability to climb, and I think some of that, I think there's going to be a little stealth involved in this game. And that has me very excited for a Pantheon game, that there's going to be elements of me attacking a camp and not just running through the front gate. But maybe I need to spy it and actually look at it first, figure out what's inside the camp before I run barreling in there. And then maybe I have to go around the camp. Maybe I have to strategically knock off one guy off the wall because he's going to blow a horn that's going to alert a bunch of other people. Like, there is some real strategy here that I think could be pretty fantastic. So, very good game, guys. I really recommend. It's a good way to spend some of your extra time, and yeah, just do it. I really think you'd love it, Militus. It's like $19. And $19.
You said one of them was free the other day. I don't know which one was free.
They gave us the
Unity
one.
Was it Unity?
Unity was free. It was
not a
free
great
because
game.
of the whole Notre Dame thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
No,
but
not
this
Notre
is
Dame.
Actually,
Sorry,
No-
Notre
oh my
Dame.
gosh,
There
you
you
guys are funny with that.
Nerding out.
It is, but it is really something worthy to play, and I hope that you guys over the summer even get a chance to play it. I think you'll be as hooked as I am on it. If it was multiplayer, we'd all be playing it. I promise you. And I'm stalling right now because I'm looking for the Militus segment, and here it is. If you like your whiskey fiery, like this Tennessee whiskey, you might be from Tennessee.
You still have some of that left?
Oh, I just drink it like all the... It's so good. If you think 2 dongs is better than 1, you might be from Tennessee. And if you think that our podcast now has an explicit rating, you would be right. And you would be from Tennessee. It's time for the Militus Reddit segment. Go for it.
So I have one post from Reddit, and this one might get a little sensitive, a little struck a few nerves. All right, so this is posted by Valakor.
I like this one, by the way, that you picked.
This is an interesting topic, okay? So the title of it is Non-Backer Here, very excited about the live stream tomorrow. Hope VR realizes this. So excited about the live stream coming up. Awaiting the right moment to back this project. I hope VR truly understands that outsiders like myself watch these for indications on whether or not we should jump on board. Side note, if the $300 package included the ability to play a dungeon or two, I'd probably already be a backer. As it stands now, I don't have any motivation to back early. Please work on this, VR. I know it seems greedy, but I feel like there are a lot of people out there like me. We'll buy the game, but not until we get a taste it just a little bit. Anyways, can't wait to see Co's stream tomorrow, and I really can't wait for Project Farfunganuggle
Farfenschnoogie.
Farfenschnoogle.
Farfenschnoogie. Yeah, I love it.
Not really looking for anything here other than to let VR know that these things work to generate hype. At least for me and a couple of my friends all sitting on the fence.
All right, there's some fence sitters. You guys should play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, by the way, guys, if you're listening to this. Okay.
On Reddit. And I read every thread.
Oh, man.
And most of them were really bad. I just have to say to Valakor,
so mean.
Man, listen, that is not representative of most of us.
Nope.
Like people telling you that you're cheap and people telling you that you're ruining the game.
Horrible.
That's not the majority of the community.
No, that's not the community.
You were making a suggestion. You were throwing an idea out there.
You're being honest.
Think you were
just
in
being
any way.
honest too. He was just being
No,
honest.
yeah.
He's like, "This is how I feel." Like that's allowed. It's allowed to be that way. You know.
Well, can I share with the both of you his edit?
Yes, please.
Oh, it's
Please
gonna
do.
break my heart.
It does break my heart, by the way. And I hope
the
somehow
beeper
we
ready,
can get this
boom.
show out to him. Well, I'm hoping
No,
somehow we
just
can get
beep
this show out.
yourself.
This show is way
Okay.
beeped. Okay, it's already
here we go.
overbeeped. I'm not even beeping it. It's just bad.
Yeah. So, but
Sorry,
should I
guys.
beat myself? I should, right? All right, I'll beat myself. Well, beep. I was just trying to express my interest and hype, and I gave an innocent suggestion on how VR could help drive funding. The community here obviously doesn't like that idea, so I'll go.
Right, and continue lurking. Yep, continue lurking.
Off you lurking. Cheers.
Yeah.
So we drove the person out of the Reddit forum by telling them they were stupid for presenting an idea. And
It's just mean.
Lex's comment. Lex in chat says, when people on the fence talk to me, I tell them to stay on the fence until you see a reason to run away or join the party. It's not my money, and they shouldn't have to listen to my opinion. Ding, ding, ding. You don't know how much disposable income Valakor has. You can't judge him. You can't call him cheap. Maybe $50 for Valakor, it is a lot of money. It is for a lot of people. So, being
not everybody has militant cash to just throw down and sponsor at the highest level, right?
But we gotta be kind to people who maybe are, to them, trying to they have a goal. They want to buy into beta, or they want to buy into alpha, but they're not ready to pull the trigger yet, because that's a lot of money.
Right. Absolutely, it is
a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is this. Like, here's what makes me so mad about this whole post. Is I don't believe in silencing people. I don't believe I don't believe the people that were rudely chastising this poster Valakor should be silenced. I don't believe that. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, you buy into a game not just for the game. Let's all be real. You buy into a game for the community. And so what I saw in that post was
not a reason
this person now is thinking,
this is a negative community.
Yeah,
when
right.
it's not. It's not a negative
it's a community of holes,
Yeah.
And I don't want to give money to that and be chastised like that.
He's totally right.
I
And
don't know, man.
I hope there's a way that he can listen to this and understand that we have his back, and this isn't who the community is. And Valakor, if you want to come and play this game with us, we would love to have you. And you could come play with a group of people that is not going to criticize you about your opinions and that kind of stuff.
And like said, stay on the fence.
Stay on the fence.
Listen to us.
Yeah, and
listen to us. Read Reddit. Do whatever, and see what happens.
And Valakor, I don't even want to play beta and all those things. So none of those things are attractive to me. So, I'm on the fence too, because I'm not I don't want the things. I just want the good game. So, absolutely you can be on the fence and be okay with that. It's totally fine. And I think your suggestion was great. And I think our suggestion of having a community get together that's we're gonna do some fundraising, I think that's fun too. I think VR should get behind that and get us all together to help it, and we can make Valakor, he can come on the show and talk about it.
Yeah, I agree, and this has made chat kind of stand up and pay attention twice. Like Jedi Cowboy Brad says, I'm doing the same thing. Yeah. I like what I'm seeing, but I'm still waiting to see more info. And
that's totally fine. Yeah,
it's totally
absolutely
valid.
Very
that's
much
okay.
So.
So yeah, I feel so bad.
I just hate to be generalized into that. You know what I mean? I hate to be generalized.
No,
into that group.
And
because that's so not me. That's not you, Boom. That's not you, Tess.
And I don't think that's
the
most of us.
But I want them to know that those people, those Redditors, those darn Redditors, by the way, I'm just going to throw this out there. They're the ones that sort of get, that'll get the VR devs freaked out, and they're a minority. Those people do not represent humankind.
That's why I brought it up earlier. Boom.
There is nobody on Reddit that represents humankind.
Oh, God.
Everybody on Reddit.
That also is a generalization. I'm just going to point that out right now.
No, I can make this generalization.
I'm on Reddit, sir.
Yes, and it's not. Reddit is most Eisley. Yeah, occasionally you'll get somebody that walks in that's just looking for a ship to take them to blow up a Death Star. But for the most part, you got people in there trying to sell you death sticks and shoot you while you're sitting down, right? That's what Reddit is.
By the way, if you
is,
did not follow that example, you are not nerdy enough for this show.
Yeah. So Reddit is just a cesspool of filth and grimy,
Come on,
gooey,
Chris.
nasty.
No.
Yes.
That's
Oh, yes, it
unfair.
is.
That's unfair.
There is not a
No,
thing.
no.
There is not a. You cannot pull up a Reddit post that isn't just covered in filthy, ooey.
No,
goo.
stop it, Boomy. Hey, Boom.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me do my NPR voice. Hey, Boomy.
Yeah. What's that?
Do you know what I'd like to do?
Double dong it.
I'd like to get soft with the community.
Oh yeah. Man, she moved me right on from that. Did you notice that? She was like, "We're not talking about Reddit anymore.
No
It's
more Reddit.
time
No more
to
double
get
dong talk.
soft."
We're moving on. It's getting soft. We need some limp plantains on the stream.
No, we do not.
it up,
I might
Boom.
be able to. I don't know. Maybe I can do that. I don't know. I'll see. Let me see if I can do that. You know what, ladies and gentlemen?
Okay, I just want to point out Art took a shot at both the entire state of Colorado
Yeah.
and my favorite beer, IPAs.
Okay. Yeah.
He
IPAs.
said
are horrible.
IPAs is the Coors Light of the beers world. Sir,
IPA is so horrible.
that's
However,
wrong.
I hate
do want to.
IPAs.
I do want to say that I like Coors Light, and everybody can bite me for that because Coors Light is fantastic. It is really.
I love the
actually
fact that
good.
nobody's taken a shot of the swill that I am drinking tonight.
Okay, there we go.
But-
I got a nice Getting Soft logo up there. There we go. Yes, guys, it's time to get soft to the community. Did anybody have anything specific they'd like to get soft with?
And it's right over my face.
This is incredible.
Oh my lord. Okay.
Hold on. I'm only upset because there's not two of them. Given our podcast, it'd be cool if there were two
Oh
dongs.
man, I don't know. Okay, hold on. While you guys are talking about the Getting
No.
Soft, let
No.
me see if I can make two of them.
Boom tap. No.
Look how it wrinkles up when it gets to the top.
Oh my. Stop. Okay, we're gonna get soft
hold
with
on.
the community.
I want to get soft. I want to get soft first. Can I get soft first?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
of course.
I want to get soft. I want to get soft
Yeah.
with one of the people in chat tonight.
Oh yeah,
who I've
there's lots
never
of people
gotten
to get soft with.
before. So,
Yeah.
so this person is like a soft virgin, almost. So I'm gonna get soft with Dayhawk.
Oh, day.
Or the Jayhawk.
100%.
I'm gonna get soft with Day because Day made a very long post about corpse runs, longevity, and the way MMOs should be designed. I've linked it in the show notes
Oh,
tonight.
fantastic.
It's
Does
a
he-
long read, but essentially he makes the argument, and I agree, that MMO gameplay should be more, well, it should be grindier, it should be longer. It should take you longer to level because that means you're immersed in the world and
Yeah.
things should be harder. Yeah, so go give it a read. It's a really good read.
Mm.
Several paragraphs. All right, Tess, who did you get soft with this week?
Well, you know, I just love to get soft with a lot of streamers. Just a community soft.
It's so hard to look at that image.
I know. That's why I have it closed. I refuse to look at it. It's so bad. We had a lot, a ton of videos this week. Nathan Napalm, buddy, you just killed it. Nathan Napalm had 3 videos out this week.
He's a machine.
Yeah, I know, right? And they're
He is a machine.
he talks about the reward
He doesn't
pledge
watch our
details.
show anymore because we're too soft.
No, he does. He's just not here
No.
tonight.
I actually think we've embarrassed Nathan.
No, why?
Yeah, no, I think we have. I think he had this on his big screen. Like, he was watching us from his big screen one night, and I think his entire house got to see the Getting Soft logo right there in the
with his
you know what I mean?
Yep. Well, stop putting it on the screen, Boomy.
Yeah,
No,
I think we
leave
kind
it.
of ruined that. I think we kind of ruined
Well,
that for everybody.
and-
This is getting an
and-
explicit rating. We're kind of, I don't know. We tried being clean, guys. We tried. We tried.
Well, I tried. You didn't try very much.
I tried.
I just
so
want to go on
much.
record as saying I did not try whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of,
Yeah.
Militus and I
Not
just
at all.
we sort of
No, I
flopped,
said F
if
it.
you will.
That's-
We
I said
double
F it,
flopped,
let's go with it.
Militus. Yeah,
Yeah.
we sort of double flopped.
double dropped it. Yep.
We double dropped it, single
Yep.
balled it.
Yep. That's it. All right. So, Tess, other than Nathan, who else had videos this
well,
week?
he had 3.
Oh,
He had the reward pledge details. He had a video all about the graphics looking so awesome, which I 100% agree with. Oh my gosh, Nathan, yes. And he had a whole rant about public dungeons. Check those out. Baz also had 2 Baz flashes. 2 in the last
2 Baz
week.
flashes.
One on the
Baz
one
also
on the
doesn't
April-
hang out with us anymore because we're too dirty.
one on the April newsletter and one on the stream update.
True.
Updating listeners about what they can expect from the stream. Check it out. Micah, I love this. Micah posted a video called Orc Orc Orc. It was super cute. I love it. I love it. I love it. VOT had Ballad of Terminus, but this time Paladin, near and dear to my heart. Pantheon Plus had a guilds update. And so, guys, you guys check that out. And I also want to say, check out Pantheon.plus. You can see all of the content updates 100%. You can see all of the videos. If you want a one-stop shop for all of your content, check out Pantheon.plus.
It is the place to go. It is the place to go for all of your soft needs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's good. It's good. I do want to thank chat so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out tonight.
Every single week, chat brings it, and we have so many wonderful people in chat, and you guys have no idea your contribution. It's part of what makes us laugh so hard, is because we know that you guys are kind of laughing along with us, and it's pretty dang awesome. And at any rate, even though we are at the time of shout-outs, I just want to let everybody know that you can support us as always by giving us a follow or subbing to us on Twitch. You could go to iTunes and give us a review. That helps if you want to give us a review there. I'd like to shout out to Ubisoft for just making Assassin's Creed. You guys rock. Just saying. I actually think Brad McQuaid has our sense of humor.
I do
Just so
too.
you guys know.
I think
he's
Brad
got our
has
sense of humor.
Has a great sense of humor.
Yeah,
I
actually think, despite maybe what others might think, that he might actually laugh, right, at some of the stuff we do. Yes, shout out to Cethos, who's been around since WildStar Nation. Thank you for coming on, man.
Cethos!
You're like the legends. Thanks for coming out on a Wednesday to see us hang out. I think we'll just roll that thing from here on out, by the way.
Damn Yankee. Ringing
Man.
the Twitch Prime.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Can you go ahead and sing your song for the Damn Yankee? The Can You Take Me High Enough? Go for it, Militus.
Can you take? No.
Yeah, no, that was good.
What
Finish
the
that up.
hell
That
was
was good.
that?
No, haven't you heard him sing it? It's good. It's good.
Oh no.
I have to
Don't
give a
wanna
shout
hear
out
me
to
sing it.
Jeremy W. at Oak Production for the wonderful music that you're hearing right now. That's all courtesy of him. And to all you content creators out there, keep on making Pantheon Rise of the Fallen content. Keep making it rise. And if you are a Scar, you have to be Pantheon Double Rise of the Fallen, which is doubly.
Get on it, Lex.
It's double
You're
hard.
be doing those cardio workouts.
To double
the blood flow
rise.
kick into the Lex Lex Scar double dongs. They need the blood flow, brother.
It's so true.
Yep.
It's so true. All right. Thank you to everybody. And on that note, we are out.
Hey, like that test, is that good enough for you? It wasn't. You think I suck. You hate me. You don't even love me. Double dongs? That change your mind?
I love you, Milla Milla.